Okay, clogged pores. I've had it. You think I don't notice your pesky blackheads? It's all I see. Why else would I be dodging photos, yelling back up, zoom out, not so close? But now, I've got Biore Deep Cleansing Charcoal Pore Strips. With natural charcoal, they pluck out stubborn dirt, oil, and even blackheads in just one strip. So go ahead, snap away. With Biore, I've finally found the skin of my dreams.
Biore, free your pores.
We are the New York Knicks. I'm back in the New York groove. Well, it's the Knicks. New York. We are the New York Knicks. New York. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks is taking no shorts just like winter. New York, New York.
New York be about the Knicks, huh?
But the best thing about New York City is K-N-I-C-K.
Everybody say go, New York, go, New York, go!
Hey everybody, it's episode 353 of the New York Knicks podcast. I am Jay, and with me is Mark.
Hey, what is going on? So unfortunately, as everyone now knows, I am saddened to disappoint everyone. Jay is back, and Robo Jay is no longer.
Apparently, Robo Jay was more popular
welcome
than
back, Jay.
regular Jay.
Yes, Robo Jay is more popular than regular Jay. How do you feel about that, Jay?
Not great.
I am glad to have you back. I'm glad you didn't lose your voice, and glad that you are able to talk about the Knicks with me.
Yes. So tomorrow.
Yes. What is going on tomorrow? Are we something going on?
Real meaningful games at last. Hallelujah.
Yes. We are doing our season preview episode. The Knicks games start tomorrow. I am titling our NBA season preview episode as the title of this episode. Do you know the title?
No.
The title of this episode is "What is the goddamn point?"
It's
a competition in which there are 30 teams. 28 of them are already eliminated from the playoffs.
Seriously.
Or 20 from the series or whatever you want to call it. 2 teams have a shot at going to the finals. No one else, and everyone else is just getting them ready.
It's like the longest scrimmage of all time.
Yeah, the entire season is about getting your contender ready. Everyone in the East is like, "Come on, Cleveland, we'll get you ready. We'll help you work on your shot by beating us up during the regular season and the playoffs." And the West, they're like, "Hey, Golden State, we're going to help you get your mojo ready with Kevin Durant so you can get ready for the finals. Go, go, go!"
Oh, good times. Before we get a bunch of emails that I sound like I'm half asleep, I'm recovering from tonsil surgery, and this is as loud and as inflected as I can talk right now. So,
do you have RoboJ queued up? Because I thought RoboJ could be our stat guy going forward.
That's not a bad idea.
I feel like maybe you should have it queued up, and whenever your voice gives out in this episode, you can just switch over to RoboJ.
Right. Well, we're going to do our season predictions at the end. And by then, my voice is probably going to be shot. So RoboJ will definitely do the predictions.
And luckily for everyone, I like to talk a lot, so we should help Jay because Jay can barely talk today. But anyway, we're doing our season preview of the completely pointless NBA season. Has any season seemed so predetermined as much as this season?
This might be the most. There's usually at least 4 teams. It just seems like there's just 2 now. Well,
in fairness, a couple of years ago we were like San Antonio versus Cleveland, kind of a given, or I guess it was San Antonio versus Miami. What year? Golden State? Who they beat the first time? They beat Cleveland, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that year everyone kept saying it was going to be Cleveland, San Antonio, and we all got surprised by Golden State. So there is a chance there's a surprise team.
Yeah, but I don't think it was as
Golden State kind of came out of nowhere. Everyone was surprised, but Golden State won like 50 games the year before.
Yeah, like I don't see anybody coming out of nowhere this season.
But you didn't see Golden State coming out of nowhere that season. If we look back, you did not say anything special in our preview episode for that season about Golden State. You weren't like, Golden State who won like 50 games last year and fired Mark Jackson? I think they're going to become a dynasty.
Yeah. But I don't think the Spurs looked as amazing as the Warriors looked this year.
I mean they formed what Derrick Rose would call a real super team.
Think about it when Draymond Green plays the 5, instead of Harrison Barnes at the 4, you can have Durant.
Yeah, some would say Durant is a slight step up from Harrison Barnes. Some would say that. The people that not saying that are Harrison Barnes. That's pretty much it. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting year. So I thought we'd start the show off. Before we get the questions, I want to do, since it is a Knicks show, let's catch up quickly on Knicks news, and then we're going to preview each player on the Knicks, talk about what we are most concerned about for that player's season, and what we'd like to see more of. So our biggest concern and what we want to see more from each player, and we're going to disregard their health. We're going to just assume everyone's going to be healthy, or we're not going to. Every player you could say, my biggest concern is their health. My biggest concern is their health. So we're going to try to. We're not going to be repetitive. We're just going to say everyone, the entire roster. We're pretty sure this will be a nightmare for a nightmare ER situation for our roster. But we're going to pretend health is not going to be an issue.
Okay.
We're going to pretend the Knicks team doctors have been fired and they've been replaced by which doctor they used to cure Grant Hill in Phoenix. Was it Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A whole staff of witch doctors.
Yeah. The witch doctors in Phoenix that cured Grant Hill are here in New York, and they are going to cure our roster. So we're going to – apparently also I heard a statistic that 6 of the 7 best guys in the Knicks all have gone down with season-ending injuries in the last 3 years. But unfairly, that kind of includes Porzingis, who kind of went down with a season-ending injury last year. He only missed a couple games, so it was kind of – but it makes the statistics sound a lot worse when you say 6 of 7.
Okay.
Anyway,
not 5 out of 7 is much better.
Yeah, 5 out of 7 is a healthy roster. Okay, so quickly, what's up in Knicks news? The couple of big things that have happened. We got our final roster. We had to say sayonara to J.K. I don't know what his name was.
Tokoto.
Toyota?
Well, we guessed that one.
Yes, that was a hard one to predict. We also guessed Lou Amundsen, who walked away with a cool $1.5 million for going to 5 practices and playing 3 games.
And we didn't realize Inglis was on the team, or else we would have picked that too.
Yes, he had some between shows got picked up and cut.
Yeah.
Good for him. Go you, Inglis. Way to get money for doing nothing. The one hard one was Chasson Randle, and I don't hate this cut. They cut Chasson Randle, but part of it is the fact that he broke his face and will be out 3 to 4 weeks. And his expectation is once he's healthy, the Knicks will sign him to the D-League squad or may possibly give him a roster spot. And there's a good chance while injured, he will not be signed anywhere else.
Right.
What do you think of that, Jay? Use all your words left. Go!
Yeah, this is starting to be more painful than I originally foresaw.
Switch to Robo Jay anytime you want, Jay. I love the beautiful siren call of the RoboJay. Anyway,
I mean, I thought it was sensible cuts.
Yeah, I mean the only thing I'd like Chasson Randle to be back on the roster at some point, but I understand why they did it the way they did it, and you can't. They were never going to cut Sasha, even though we all would be happy to go to a seance and wish for it. And the only other guy, really, the guy on the Endor was kind of on the bubble, but I guess the argument being that he might have some upside on defense, or I don't know.
Well, he has until Randall's face gets better to do something.
Yeah, I don't think it's a terrible idea to see if he can do something in the next few weeks. Like he'll get some playing time, maybe. I wish. Do you know when the D-League season starts?
I don't. I think it's soon, and I think the Knicks can send like 3 guys there.
I mean, should you be able to send whatever. I want the D-League to be developed and everyone have a D-League team. You could send a full roster of players. That'd be much more fun. But immediately they should send. You got to send Endor there. You got to send. Who else would you send there? You got to send Baker.
Yeah.
You might need Baker.
I mean, you could always pull him back up, like,
Yeah.
you know.
He's
not going to play like day one, so put him there.
And Kyle O'Quinn, can we leave him in the D League and never talk to him again?
Yes.
Kyle O'Quinn, also since last show, we ripped on him, and as tradition goes, if you spend a lot of time ripping on a player, that player then lights shit up. And he played pretty darn well in the last two preseason games. He was kind of on fire from mid-range.
We are good at reverse jinxes.
Yes. So tomorrow night, Melo and the Knicks play against Cleveland for game 1. And Jay, do you want to just start ripping on Melo?
Well, I think Marconi asked us to reverse jinx Brandon Jennings.
I kind of want to reverse jinx Melo, but I'm going to reverse jinx Melo. I'm going to say, Melo, you piece of crap. You can barely score a point. God damn it, you're a waste on defense. You are just the most awful player I've ever seen in my life. Please don't go off for like 50 tomorrow night. Okay, you could do Jennings.
Jennings, you can't shoot for crap. I don't want you shooting ever again. Nothing but bricks. So make sure you don't keep hitting your shots.
I hope we don't have to apologize to Melo and Jennings next show. Okay, let's go through the roster. So we're going to go through each player and just say positive, negative, I guess, concern, and what we want to see more of. So starting with our main man, Carmelo, I'll start off. I want to see more of Carmelo passing the ball. He was doing a lot of passing last year, and I want to see more of that. And I think that'll really help this offense now that we have so many players that can actually score the ball. And what my concern is that Melo, too often on defense, pays absolutely no attention to the guy he's guarding, creating mismatches. Or basically, if Melo ignores the player he's covering, that guy gets open. Someone else has to cover that guy, leaving someone else open and creating lots of problems. My concern with Melo on defense, my biggest concern with his defense, is him paying any goddamn attention to the guy he's supposed to be covering. Jay?
Yeah, I think that's a worthwhile concern.
Okay.
I would say concern is too much iso ball.
Yeah.
Positive, he's still a lights out scorer, and I don't think that'll change from last season.
Okay, so more lights out scoring, Melo. Ron Baker, we're going to go alphabetical order, if that's cool with you. Mm-hmm. And since you can barely talk, you're probably not going to argue with me. Ron Baker, what I want to see more from you, I want to see more defense. I want to see you more hustling, playing good, solid defense. I feel like he was a guy that he's a solid player. It looks like he's been developed into a solid role player. I want to see more of, I'm not here to be a star, but I'm here to contribute and be a solid guy off the bench. My biggest concern with Ron Baker is his shooting is his suspect at times. I want the dude shooting 18 million shots every night in the gym. I think he should shoot every night till his arms fall off and then become a great shooter. I want more shooting from Ron Baker because if his shot can start going down, he can be more than a role player.
Aren't you supposed to do a positive? You said defense and shooting.
No, I said defense. I thought his defense looked okay.
Oh, okay.
The defense was a positive. Were they ripping on him while I was talking about his defense?
I thought you said you wanted to see more defense.
Oh, well, I said what I want to see more of in a positive sense. I want to see more of his positive defense.
Okay.
Fine, positive and negative. I'm sorry I confused the shit out of you. Positive defense, negative shooting. I want his shooting to get better. Go on.
I don't have anything different. Those are my two concerns.
Well, copy fucking cat. Why don't you? Okay, Billy Hernangomez. Positive. I love his hands. I want his hands to touch me all night. When the ball hits his hands, the dude he's athletic. He can score. I want to see more of his athleticness on offense. Defense, it'd be too sarcastic to say I'd like to see him play it once this year. I'd like him to learn how to. I think I'd like to see him to figure out the pick and roll on defense, how to guard it.
I feel like defense is going to be a common theme.
Yes, that's why I'm trying to be a little more specific. I can't say the word.
Yeah, positive post move. Negative, it seems like he needs practice in every single aspect of defense.
I like him running the court also. I feel like running the court, he looks like he can move, and running the court, you could hit him in traffic, and he'll catch the ball and actually throw it down.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Holiday. Justin Holiday, I have liked your defense. I felt like I've liked his defense. I felt like he's been he looks like a guy that could guard multiple positions, and he looks like a guy that is really fast with the ball. I want him to see him, though, on offense, not be out of control with the ball. When he's dribbling, I feel like he can be out of control. He also his shot could work. He can work on a shot. He could become an NBA superstar. He got to work on these things. I don't think he can actually become an NBA superstar. I'm just go on, Jay.
Positive defense, negative shooting.
Oh, RoboJ's back. Brandon Jennings. I feel like his shooting obviously can be better. He's got to work on his shooting. I love his speed. I love his passing so far. I would like to see him be a little beyond the shooting, which is atrocious and that needs to get better. I'd like him to pick better shots to take and be a little more careful with the ball at times.
Positive ball movement and energy, negative his shooting.
Positive, RoboJ's back. Negative, Jay might be dying. Kuz, I love his energy on offense. I'm excited about his ability to score. I'd like him to work on his three-point shooting a little more because if he can become a better NBA three-point shooter, he's going to be a hell of a guy to have off the bench. Negative wise, I guess learn to play defense. I guess learn better how to play team defense. To try to be a little more specific, a little more team defense. RoboGay.
Positive mid-range game. Negative is going to shock you. It's defense.
Courtney Lee. I would like to see positive. I'd like to see more of your clutch three-point shooting. Negative. I'd like to see. I need Courtney Lee. His defense has been okay during the preseason. I need him to get to the point where he's a lockdown defender because we so badly need it. So I need his defense to get even better. Jay is going to say, I think Jay is going to say, I need Courtney Lee so badly against my body. Say that. What are you? Come on,
Positive.
Where are you?
Best defender on the team. Negative. More aggressive on offense.
Yeah. Okay, Maurice Endor. I'm going to start with negative. Negative, your name is not Chason Randall. Positive, hopefully your name will be Chason Randall soon. Bye. Please leave your roster spot soon. I would say I don't think he's he's supposed to be a defensive player. He doesn't look like he really can guard players yet on defense. And his offense. Just leave the team out. It's wonderful you're a Knick. You'll be a great trivia question in the future. The most positive thing you could do is to convert yourself to a player that we can help our team. Jay.
Positive. His name is also the planet the Ewoks live on. Negative is he has no offensive game.
The Ewoks live on Endor or Maurice? Is that what it's called, Endor?
Yup.
I like how you, Jay, and RoboJ talked at the same time.
We both agree.
Joakim Noah. I would like to see Joakim Noah on the positive. I love him shouting at other players to play defense and trying to keep our defense, trying to bring our defense alive. I think he'll be very helpful in that respect. The more I've watched him in preseason, the more I know that when he is injured this year, which will happen, it will be a brutal loss to this team because we're going to need Joakim Noah. Negative is the dude needs to learn how to finish around the rim. He's got to get better at that.
Positive is defense and ball movement from the top of the key. Negative is his very ugly shot.
Yes, his shot is when it goes in, it's not so bad. But Kyle O'Quinn. I guess a negative could be that you're on this roster still, but I'm going to go with positive for Kyle O'Quinn. He can hit the mid-range shots at times, and he can be a good passer at times. The negative is when he hits the mid-range shots, he thinks he can shoot from three and thinks he has to shoot every time he holds the ball. And also the negatives is that because he can throw a couple pretty passes, he then tries to go for he tries to go for some of the harder passes and turns the ball over. I'd like to see Kyle O'Quinn play some defense this year also. Kyle O'Quinn, you make me sad. Jay?
Positive is his beard power. Negative is his basketball skills.
Or basketball IQ. Marshall Plumlee. Yeah, the positive is that in the NBA today, you have to have a minimum of one Plumlee on your team. We've got our Plumlee. We like our Plumlee. Our Plumlee is hopefully going to replace Kyle O'Quinn on the roster. A negative about Marshall Plumlee is that I don't know how NBA ready he is because he did not get a ton of action in the preseason. I'd say he has to work on his
Positive is
defense.
he's tall and we meet the Plumlee quota. Negative is he's very raw.
Yes, he seems very raw. Kristaps Porzingis. The positive is that he gives me an erection, and the negative is that one day he'll be injured, and there'll be no more Porzingis because that's what life is like as a Knicks fan. I'll say positives. I want to see Porzingis shoot more threes. You know what? My big thing with Porzingis is I do not want to see him disappear at times. I feel that sometimes during the games he finds a way to kind of disappear because the other guys aren't working him in the game, and I want to see less of him disappearing and more of him nailing threes and becoming. I want to see him take his game to the next level. Jay?
Positive is everything. Negative is nothing. He is God.
I like that. Derrick Rose. Positive, he is not guilty of rape. Negative, he missed preseason.
That was too short for me to type, I would say.
Okay, I'll keep going. My positive for Derrick Rose, I feel like Brandon Jennings, he's going to speed up the offense. He's not a true triangle point guard, thank God. I don't give a shit about the triangle. I feel like the biggest negative here is going to be how long it takes him to get chemistry with the team. And I would like Derrick Rose. He's supposed to be healthier this year to play some defense. Him and Brandon Jennings really need to work on their defense because we need defense this year.
Positive is he can penetrate. Negative is he might be the worst defender on the team, which is saying a lot.
First of all, he is not the worst defender on the team because we have not gotten to Sasha yet. And no one is a worse defender than Sasha. Me at home in my house, I'm a better defender than Sasha. My 5-year-old son could be a better defender than Sasha. Because at least if my 5-year-old son was on the goddamn court, you wouldn't think he's guarding a player. With Sasha, you're like, oh, he's got that guy. Oh, no, he doesn't. It's great.
Andrew said, hopefully Plumlee one day is MVP, most valuable Plumlee.
Yes. If Plumlee could be the best player in his family, I'd be very happy. Anyway, Lance Thomas, next one. Positive is at some point very soon, Jay will have to apologize to Lance Thomas like he has to do every year. Negative, his offensive game still looks He can shoot the three. He's got to get better at the three. If he can shoot the three like last year, he'll still be a solid contributor on offense. I just think he needs to figure out how to finish near the basket a little better. And defense, I want to see the defense he had last year. He was pretty good.
Positive is he can look good at times on both sides of the court. Negative is he's way too streaky.
Yes. Hey, Jay, what do you think is a good 3-point percentage?
Mid to high 30s.
Wouldn't anything at 33% or better be good? Because I hear people talk about Lance Thomas. They're like, well, I think he shot like 37 or 38%. They're like, if he regresses to 33% this year or 34, he will the low 30s. He won't be as good of a player anymore. But if you shoot just equivalent math, if you shoot 33%, it's like shooting 50% from two, which is a solid percentage. So I think your goal should be to hit 33% or better. Like you don't have to hit 40% like your name is Steph Curry. But if he's hitting 33%, I'd still be very happy with his game. I don't know why I went there with that. I just heard some other show where they were talking about that, and they were talking about the low 30s being bad, and I was like, the low 30s is still decent for shooting three because it'd still be better than what we normally do from two.
And it's not great, but
if you shoot 50% for a game, you've shot pretty well. Most of the Knicks games last year, we shot under 50%.
Problem is when you miss a three, a lot of times it leads to long boards, fast break opportunities, stuff like that.
Ooh, so someone's talking about like blowback, to use a term from military side.
Say something intelligent and you make a dirty
God,
joke.
whatever. Anyway, so Anyway, hopefully he can shoot like he did last year. Anything you want to say to Sasha before you apologize to him later in the season?
Fuck off, Sasha.
But if it leads to long rebounds with screws and fast breaks, Golden State seemed to live and die by it. Most of the NBA is living and dying by the three and having it work out for them.
Yeah, but they shot like everyone on the team shot like 40-something%.
I mean, it's true with Golden State.
Curry shot 45.
You know who shot 37% last year from three? Our main man, Sasha.
Yeah.
Let me see what he shot last year. The crazy thing about Sasha, actually, if you look at his stats for how he shot from three last year, is how horrible he was for the first, 2/3 of the year, or at least first half, much less 2/3 of the year, which means how well he actually shot from three for the year. Because he shot 37% from the year last year, or just 36. He shot 37%, and wait, where the hell? What am I looking at here? Sorry, Jay, I got confused, as I always do. They changed the basketball reference. Okay, he shot. He shot 36% from three. And he shot 20% most of the first half of the season. So he must have shot really well in the second half of the year.
Who was that guy on the Knicks that shot 7% for 3/4 of the season?
Mason.
Yes.
Yes. Also, Sasha shot 38% from a field goal. His field goal percentage last year was 38%, and his 3-point percentage was 36%. Which is a weird. Yeah, that's pretty weird. Actually, I want to see something with Sasha. How well did he shoot at the end of the year? He shot.
Moving on.
As the year progressed, so in February, throughout the year, he started October. He shot 25% from three. November, he shot 9.5% from three. December, he shot 30%. January, 53%, which is kind of crazy. Then February, 31%, and 40% and 51%. So March and April, he ended off the year pretty strong from three-point land. I'm just trying to make myself feel better by the fact that he's on the roster. And actually, the last 3 months of the year, he was a positive on the court. He was +2, +3, and +0.8 at the last 3 months of the year. In November, he was a -14, by the way, when he was starting. Anyway, so Sasha should be okay. Sasha last year, in his defense, he was awful to start the year, but he hadn't been in the league for 3 years. This year, he should be better to start the year than he was last year. He should have a better year. And we're gonna see lots of minutes from Sasha. All those people that are lying to themselves that Sasha won't play, you're just lying to yourself. Sasha's gonna play 20 minutes a night. We're gonna see a lot of Sasha. You're gonna have to get used to it. It's just gonna happen.
No more Sasha talk.
Okay, positive about Sasha is his three-point shooting, which got better. Hopefully that will stay well. Negative is he thinks he's Steph Curry at times and shoots like crazy. And apparently on defense, he thinks he's playing it because whatever the hell he's doing is not defense.
I don't want to answer this one. Move along.
Okay. You want to go to the team previews, or you want to do? Let's do the team previews, then we'll go to questions.
Okay.
Okay. So starting in the East, are we going to work our way from the top to the bottom or bottom to the top? I can't do it the other way, Jay. So let's just start from the top. Because I've not written this stuff down already. So if you're gonna make it hard for me if I have to start at number 8. Let's start at number 1.
Jesus. You and your
Oh,
preparation.
did you write this stuff down ahead of time?
Of course I did.
Oh, I did prep work for the show. I can't freaking talk, but I did prep work.
Robo J is going to do his predictions.
Okay, Robo J. Okay, so number 1, I'm sure Jay's going to copy me, but I'm going to say Cleveland.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
I'm going to say, wow, way to copy me. Robo J, do you even think for yourself? Number 2, and my candidate for breakout team of the year, and by breakout, I don't think they're going to be the Golden State Warriors, but I think they have a very realistic chance of taking down Cleveland. The team that Jay loves more than anyone, even the Knicks, the Boston Celtics.
Number 2, the Boston Celtics.
Oh God, Jay, can you just please try a little harder here? Stop copying me, Robo Jay. Stop copying me, Robo Jay. Anyway, so that's my number 2, and I think they're the only serious contender to take down Cleveland. Number 3, my number 3 team here is going to be the Raptors. Raptors are still going to be pretty good this year, not quite as good. I think they kind of hit their ceiling already, but they are number 3. Robo J is going to also say the Raptors because Robo J just copies everything I say. Robo J?
Number 3, Indiana Pacers.
Screw you. Number 4 is the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers are a pretty solid team, and I'm going to put them as 4, and I'm not copying you, Robo J. Val, could you type slower?
Shut up.
Number 4, Toronto Raptors.
Oh wow! Way to like switch my choices. Number 5, I am going to put the New York Knicks because if they're not number 5, then what was the goddamn point of getting all these players?
Number 5, Chicago Bulls.
Robo J, you're making me angry. You know what I also don't understand? I heard on the radio someone was talking about the Knicks, and they were saying maybe Rose and Jennings are the point guards of the future, or we'll see who else they can find in free agency next year. And the entire point is that Jennings and Rose, one of those two guys should turn out to be the point guard for next season. Mm-hmm. Because if they're not, it was kind of a failure bringing both of them here. Anyway, Knicks at 5. Robo Jay, you're a goddamn traitor. You said the Bulls over the Knicks? What the hell's wrong with you? We got the Bulls' best players. It wasn't like we had to steal. Do you know how unhappy they were that they had to lose Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah, the two guys they wanted to get rid of the most on the roster? I mean, the Bulls fans are so angry at us for taking their beloved guys they wanted to get rid of. I mean, it's just like the Celtics, how mad they were that Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett were stolen by the Nets, and the Nets forced them. They said, "Here, take all our draft picks and our future for the next decade." We got Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett for the one last year they have any useful ability to play in the NBA. Is Paul Pierce still in the NBA? He's on the Clippers still?
This will be his last season.
Yeah. I bet the Nets wish he just like – if you're a Nets fan, are you just upset that Paul Pierce is still in the league?
No. Did you see him play last year?
I mean, it's just like he came to your team. That was your team was decimated thereafter, and then he left. Okay, my number 5 was the Knicks. My number 6 on this list is going to be – I'm going to go the Washington Wizards.
Holy crap.
Screw you. The Bulls are not going to be up that high because the Bulls, everyone's going to be injured, so you're going to have to get over that. 6 the Wizards. It's my bold prediction. Go on, Jay.
You're insane.
Okay. Well, that was you're taking a personal attack at me and not giving your prediction. So what the hell's wrong with you, Robo Jay?
Number 6, Atlanta Hawks.
The Atlanta Hawks. That is a solid prediction. Not the prediction I would have made because I want to be right. My number 7 team here is going to be the Miami Heat. Even though they're not going to have Chris Bosh.
Number 7, New York Knicks.
You are a goddamn traitor, Robo J. The Knicks have to be higher than number 7, or else what the hell were they doing with this team? If the highest they're going to reach with this roster of like whatever, it's number 7, then what was the point? Anyway, my number 8 here, and Miami Heat, by the way, do you think at every game the they should take the court and you see like Chris Bosh like running after them trying to get in the court and like they have like a big like guard saying, "No, Chris Bosh, you are not allowed to play." Do you think the Miami Heat is it messed up that the Miami Heat will not let Chris Bosh die in the court?
Those sons of bitches.
They are such a-holes. I mean, I heard Chris Bosh found a doctor in Nigeria who, after being paid $10,000, said he should be back on the court and he's totally healthy. And the Heat will not take this letter from this doctor. Number 8 on my list is going to be the Chicago Bulls.
Number 8, Detroit Pistons.
Okay, you're not even putting the Miami Heat in the playoffs?
Nope.
Well, you know what it is? You know why you're not doing that? You hate people that have blood clots, Jay. Okay. Do we have to rank the rest of the teams?
I did.
Oh, God. He did so much work, Romo J. Okay. Number 9, then. Number 9 is going to be the Hawks. The Hawks are going to miss the playoffs because they don't have Paul Millsap and they don't have Jeff Teague, and they put too much. They gave Dennis Schroeder, whatever, is not ready to. He's not going to be as good as they expect, and they're going to be hurting by losing Millsap.
And the Dwight Howard effect.
Yes, the Dwight Howard effect. So Dwight Howard was told that apparently Dwight Howard was asking for more minutes on Houston. He felt like he was being phased out. He asked management, and they said, no, we'd like you to play less minutes. So that apparently happened. And apparently there was someone else on the team, I forget who, they kind of wanted to phase in, and they have more of the faith in. And Dwight Howard admits he didn't try as hard as he should have. I think he admits that. I think I read that somewhere. But he wasn't as focused as he should have been because he was frustrated with what was going on there.
Guys, I'm not trying very hard, but give me more minutes.
Dwight Howard making Orlando fans very happy after all these years.
Number 9 Miami Heat.
Okay. Number 10, I'm going to take the Charlotte Hornets because they always manage to be somewhat competitive.
I think that's high.
Well, I think you're high. I
Number
talk out of a
10
robot.
Washington
I talk out of my
Wizards.
Mouth, whatever. I can't say it again, Jay. I can't. I couldn't. I was talking over your
Number
robot.
10 Washington Wizards.
Didn't you just say the same thing as I said?
You said Charlotte. And I said
Oh,
Washington.
okay. Sorry, I put the Wizards much higher. My number 11 here is going to be the Orlando Magic. They've got a roster. They've got players in their team. It should work out. Oh, actually, my 11
Number 11 Orlando Magic.
My number 12 is going to be the Detroit Pistons because I still think that team sucks. I have no good basis for that, but I'm predicting Andre Drummond gets injured and is out for the season. That's the only reason that this pick makes sense.
Number 12 Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay, number 13. I don't know who the hell's left. The Bucks. I'm going to agree. The Bucks. The Bucks are my 13. Or I'm one ahead of you, so the 14 is the Bucks.
No, that was 13.
That was 13. How did you catch up to me? Okay,
You said
whatever.
13 and I said 13.
Okay, whatever. I should say it before you. 14 is the Nets and the 15 is the 76ers because the 76ers are going to be awful.
I had Charlotte, Philly, Brooklyn, my last 3.
Okay. So apparently, who's injured now on Philly?
Noel and I think Saric.
Saric is hurting. I don't know if he's missing games, and their number 1 draft pick is out for a while.
Yeah, Simmons is out for the season. Noel has no timetable for return.
Yes, trusting the process. But apparently, what's his name's looked pretty good so far. What's the guy that's been injured every year? Is finally back.
Embiid.
Yeah, Embiid apparently has looked pretty decent. I'm sure he'll miss the whole season anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
He played 85 minutes in 8 games.
Yeah, that's 85 more minutes than he played in the last 2 seasons.
6 games, I think.
Whatever, it's still better than he was doing before. He supposedly has looked kind of good. So, you want to move to the West?
Sure.
Do you thought the Sixers or the Nets would be the worst team?
The Nets.
Oh, so the Sixers are going to get a little better this year.
Yeah, by like a game.
So if the Sixers are not the worst team in the East, would you be trusting the process? Would that be improving?
Ooh,
sure. Jay's on the Sixers bandwagon. Suddenly the Sixers are so good. They're 14th in the East, and suddenly Jay's a Sixers fan.
Steven's like, I told you so.
Okay, the West. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Utah Jazz are winning the West. I don't even know why we even do predictions.
Should we start at 3? It's obviously Golden State and San Antonio is 1 and 2.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to take San Antonio at number 2.
Really?
Yeah, why the hell not?
Okay.
I'm going to take number 1 is going to be Golden State, and my number 2 prediction. My number 2 prediction is I'm going to put the LA Clippers at number 2.
Okay. I had them at 3.
Yeah, I was bold and put them at 2. You put them at 3. My number 3 pick and my bold pick, and I still haven't said the Spurs. Number 3 is going to be the Rockets.
Holy crap.
Yeah, holy crap. In your face, Robo J.
I'm going Clippers third.
You know, I kind of prefer you go back to Robo J.
Okay.
I really don't want to hear your voice again. What was your prediction, Robo J?
Ask one more time. Oh, no, I got it.
Okay.
Number 3 Los Angeles Clippers.
Hey, I have a question for you, Jay. So Lou Amundsen, the Knicks have cut, right? I don't know how long he played in college. Let's say he played like 2 years in college or 3 years in college. Aren't you supposed to have 4 years in college of eligibility? Wouldn't it be great? And I know you can't do this because he turned pro. But wouldn't it be great if Lou Amundsen was like, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to play another year at UNLV this year. If that would be just, it would make that. I would love to see that in the college game. Like, okay, and on the court now is 33-year-old Lou Amundsen, who's getting his degree in geology.
That would be awesome.
Okay, so number 4, I'm going to take the Spurs. I think they're going to lose a lot by not having Duncan in the locker room to rub everyone's head.
Number 4 Oklahoma City Thunder.
My number 5 team is the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think Steve Adams is going to have a pretty big year, and he was my buy low fantasy player in the draft I didn't participate in.
Number 5 Houston Rockets.
Actually, I got into a bidding war for Steven Adams. It didn't work out.
Oh, because I think Steven Adams is going to have a big year. By the way, you were ripping on me earlier, an earlier episode for saying the Rockets are going to be pretty good this year, and your prediction is they're number 5.
Yeah, they're going to lose in the first round.
I said the reemergence of the Rockets. I said D'Antoni is going to be, people are going to like, he's going to be his comeback, and you're like, no, the Rockets are going to suck. They're going to be the number 5 team in the West. It's a pretty tough conference to be number 5.
Yeah, it's not impressive.
Could Robo J apologize to me?
No.
My number 6 team here is going to be the Portland Trailblazers.
Number 6 Portland Trailblazers.
Wow, Robo J, you're a goddamn genius. Number 7 is going to be led by the $8 billion man, Mike Conley, the Memphis Grizzlies. They did pay
Number
Conley
seven,
$150
Memphis
million a year
Grizzlies.
for a reason. Repeat yourself, Robo J.
Number 7 Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh, wow. That's way to go on a limb there and say something different than me. Oh, wait, you didn't. My number 8 here, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Timberwolves.
Number 8 Dallas Mavericks.
That's probably what I meant to have said. I'm going to say, though, with their new coach, Tom, God, I wanted you to be the Knicks coach, Thibodeau. They're going to play a lot better defense, and their team is going to look a lot better. And I am going to take my finger and put it in my desk drawer and slam the desk drawer against my finger until the pain stops. My number 9 pick here. Are we up to number 9?
Mm-hmm.
Dallas Mavericks.
Number 9 Minnesota Timberwolves.
Way to flip that. Number 10 Utah Jazz.
Same.
Wow. You couldn't even type the word this time. The other way. You just said same.
You did.
You're barely. There's 2 of you there. There's Jay and Robo Jay, and you're barely working.
This is a lot harder than it looks.
My number 11 here is DeMarcus Cousins Misfits.
Number 11 Denver Nuggets.
12. I will take the Phoenix Suns. Because why not?
I didn't type it in time. Pelicans.
Okay, I'm going to make it a little easier this time for Jay to type. My next one is the New Orleans Pelicans. Jay, better be
Number
done
13
typing.
Phoenix Suns.
And number 15, I don't know who's left. Lakers. 15 Lakers.
Okay.
Who will have the worst record, the Lakers or the Nets?
Who's your 14?
Oh, I don't know, Jay. Do you have to Ooh, you have to put every team in every order. I don't know. Did I say someone already? Who am I missing?
Did you? No, you did the Suns.
First of all,
you didn't do the Pelicans.
I
Oh no, you did. That was 13.
I did. That was 13. First of all, we've both agreed that only 2 teams in the NBA even goddamn matter. There's a third team we're watching every game of and doing a podcast about for no reason because you think they're going to be the 7th seed, and everyone else doesn't even. Everyone else sucks because it doesn't even matter because no one else has shot the title, and you want me to make sure I know who the 29th worst team in the NBA is.
So for 14, I guess you picked the Nuggets.
Fine, the Nuggets. Wow, okay. You know what, Nuggets? You should have traded Carmelo all those years ago. That's why you're 14th place this year. And Kenneth Faried, he sucks. He's not good on offense. He's not good on defense. Stop thinking that was a good move to draft him.
All right. Did we get any iTunes reviews?
I didn't check. Were you planning on checking?
No. I could. You want to do emails while I check?
Sure. Our emails. Our email address is. Could you write that on the on RoboJ?
Sure.
Okay. Peter writes, "Hi guys, just wanted to drop an email to show some appreciation for the work you do on this podcast. Being a huge Knicks fan from the UK, this podcast fills the void left by the lack of interest my mates have for the sport. I'm looking forward to see how KP does coming off his rookie year and what wacky nonsense Jennings gets up to. Once again, keep up the great work, and I always look forward to listening to new episodes."
Thank you.
I feel like Brandon Jennings, we will love his antics, except when he's shooting really bad and killing us. And not I feel like his antics could. I feel like his antics they could wear on you a little. I don't know. Are you liking his antics so far or not?
Yes. Yeah,
I'm
liking it.
You know what my issue with his antics so far is that he hasn't played in a regular season game for the Knicks. I want to see him play well in the regular season, then I will start loving his antics. Right now, it just feels it's hard to fall in love with the players when they just get here. I need to watch them play in regular season games, and then I'll really fall in love with them. And Brandon Jennings is the guy I feel like I could fall in love with, but right now we're kind of feeling each other out. And his antics could be, if he plays poorly, I'm going to be upset by his antics. If he plays well, I'm going to love his antics. Jay, what's our email address?
Our email address is nyknickspodcast@gmail.com.
Good job. What's our phone number and your social security number?
Twitter is
okay.
nyknickspodcast.
What's your favorite porn site? Lorenzo writes, "Hey guys, love the robot. Top things we need the robot to say. Smithers, you are quite good at turning me on." And could you type that, by the way, when I do the next ones? Number 2, exterminate. And number 3, number 5 is alive. Are you
Skype is the brink of sanity, or you can call 631-676-1181.
Angel writes, "Robot Jay is so cool. Do it again." We are doing it again because Jake still has trouble speaking. Is your sleeping getting better?
Slightly.
Because that was the entire point of doing it, right?
My doctor said by next week I should be close to 100%.
Oh, okay, cool. Because it's better to actually work out, or else it's going to really suck. Okay, we have a bunch of Twitter
Johnny
questions.
5 is alive.
Yeah. Can you say I like big butts and I cannot lie?
See what we can do.
Okay. Next question.
Wait.
Okay.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
What's a Nick-related thing she'd say? How about I hate Bargs and I cannot lie.
We have not gotten a new review since August, and the last 2 were negative, so please give us a positive review on iTunes.
Jay so wants a positive review on iTunes that he actually used his voice. Please don't make Jay use his voice again. Write us a review on iTunes.
We're down to 4.5 stars.
Son of a bitch. Okay. Knicks for life. Knicks Jets for life writes, Why the F is Sasha still on the team? Will Randall make it back onto the roster? If so, at the expense of who? Sasha is on the team because we are very short in guards. Apparently, Phil has some kind of thing for him, and he actually was shooting pretty decently towards the end of last year. So they feel like he's an okay player to have on the team. I can see the argument for having him on the team. Can you see the argument for having him on the team? Okay. Will Randall make it on the roster? I bet he does, and I bet it's the expense of Endor.
Randall will replace Endor before the season is over.
Okay, cool. Way to say. Could you have the robots repeat things? The last like few words I say every time. I like last time when the robot had original thoughts. Jay.
Mark is a dick.
It's true. Gucci Jean writes, "Did you hear about the new Porzingis anthem?" Jay.
No, I have not.
So you spent your time ranking number 14 and 15 in the West and East, but you didn't hear about the Porzingis anthem?
Let me guess. You totally did, and you heard it already.
I'm going to punish you by making you look it up on Google and play it. Could you go find it, please? Gucci Jean writes, someone posted it somewhere also. And telling you somewhere, I mean, that's not very helpful. I think it's either on Twitter or on Facebook. Whatever. Okay, Gucci Jean writes, outside of the Knicks, what other teams are you most interested in? I'm going to say I am interested in seeing Golden State lose, which may not happen very much. I am very interested in seeing how Oklahoma plays minus Durant. And I'm interested in seeing how well the Celtics play, and I'm interested in seeing how well the Rockets play. Those are the teams I'm going to closely follow outside of the Knicks.
I'm going to keep an eye on Minnesota.
Why are you speaking and not doing searching of the Porzingis anthem?
Because I got it already. I'm that quick.
Oh, you're that fast. I use Google.
No, it's because somebody sent us a Twitter message with the anthem, like right above where you're looking.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, you're going to follow Minnesota, and who else? I'm going to follow Minnesota, too. I like that. I want to see how they do under Thibodeau. How much he transforms their defense.
Obviously going to keep an eye on the Warriors. I like Dirk, and I think this is one of his last years, so I'll keep an eye on Dallas, and I'll probably keep an eye on the Celtics just because I feel like they're the only team that could beat Cleveland, and so I want to monitor that.
KP anthem?
Yeah, let's see.
With the fourth pick in the 2015 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Kristaps Porzingis.
No Iverson, baby, no Posty Malone. Call me Porzingis, homie, I'm home. They hate it before they see me play. I swear to God, they gon' see the day. No Iverson, baby, no Posty Malone. Call me Porzingis, homie, I'm home. Homie, I'm home. Homie, I'm home. Call me Porzingis. Homie, I'm home. I swear to God, I was a baller in my past life. Love me when I'm playing, but they hated me on draft night. Shooting in the park after dark with the flashlight. But nowadays, I'm more accustomed to the fast life. Like I'm bumping Lord Jamar in a foreign car. It's ironic, I bring it to those who sleeping on us. Jump man, all I hear is jump man. But nowadays, baby, ain't too many leaping on us. And if you are, then welcome to the block party. Shots all night,
Okay, Jay?
it's a rock party.
Yes.
It's good. It's a really good song. But are you gonna play the next 3 minutes of the song?
No.
Okay. By the way, there's another song you're supposed to play also. Someone sent us.
Yeah, that's gonna be the outro.
Okay. But we should play more of this Porzingis song. I like it. Okay. So Gucci Jean also writes. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Adam writes. Serious question. Which NBA franchise is the hottest cheerleaders? And so I did a little research for this question. It's the only question I researched. I'm going to send you a message, Jay. They ranked the top 10 hottest NBA cheerleaders for the 2015-16 season. And I don't have this season yet, but I had last season. And I want to see who you pick is the hottest one of these 10. I already know which one I want.
Okay.
I didn't do research, but my guess is the Dallas Mavericks.
It just doesn't rank like the whole team. It just gives gives 10 individuals. So I want to see which one. I want to see your taste. Let's see. I'll tell you the teams. So while Jay is doing his research right now, there's a girl from the Bulls, the Hawks, the Miami Heat, the Knicks have one, but I don't love her. But Jay might. There's Bianca from the Phoenix Suns. There is, and Jay, you might want to go fast in this, because people are not going to be that excited about listening to you look at something.
Mm-hmm.
There's Erica from the San Antonio Spurs. There is, as if people are going to know these people, there's Victoria from the Celtics.
Oh, it's Erica. Okay.
There's Angela from the Sacramento Kings. There's Lily from the Orlando Magic. And there is Taylor from the New Orleans Pelicans. We're going to Slickster Magazine's top 10 hottest NBA cheerleaders. I think there's one that's hands down. Jay, could you move along with your beating off?
Erica from the Spurs.
She is not bad. Actually, she's not bad at all. I'm going to go with my number one, though, is number 10, the girl of everyone's dreams, Christine from the Bulls. And they are called the Lovables.
Yeah, that was a close second for me. I feel like this isn't a good top 10, though, because I found like 5 of them not very attractive.
Yeah, there are a bunch of them that were not very attractive. But that was the extent of my research. So
I know for a fact the Knicks have hotter cheerleaders than the one they picked.
Okay, if you think you can find a hotter cheerleader than one of the lovable I picked, then you send us the picture on Twitter, because I don't mind seeing a bunch of hot girls on our Twitter feed. Gucci Jean writes, "You think we can get Randall back, and what is the likelihood that a team snatches him up in the next couple of weeks?" I think it's pretty unlikely a team's going to use a roster spot on an injured, unproven player.
Yeah, no, we'll be safe in getting him back.
Also, before the Knicks signed him, it wasn't like anyone else was signing him. I'm sure there was some interest from other teams, but chances are, with the fact that he's injured, he's probably pretty safe. Mm-hmm. Marconi writes, "Time to apologize to Quinn or wait to see him dominate the regular season."
Yeah, we're not apologizing yet.
I'm not apologizing just yet. And Marconi writes, "RJ Hunter, Knicks go get him." So the Celtics had, because their roster is so goddamn deep, they actually had to make a hard cut. And cutting RJ Hunter was a tough cut for them. He's a solid shooting guard. He was like a late first round pick, I think, from last year's draft. The Knicks cannot get him though, because the order of the waiver order, the Sixers and the Nets are the first two teams on waiver order, and the rumor is that one of those two teams will claim him. So the Knicks have no shot at getting him.
I just sent you the Knicks City Dancers roster, and teal is the correct answer for hottest Knicks dancer.
I don't know why. Okay, I'm waiting for teal to come up.
It's the whole roster, but she is on the bottom right.
Okay, I'm going to check out teal. Oh, teal is... Yes, teal is the correct answer. Katie is not bad either.
All right, let's move on.
Jay, are you racist because you did not pick any of the black dancers?
No, teal is stunning.
I'm just saying, maybe it's because you're racist.
At least I picked a brunette.
Gucci Jean writes, he just gave the link to the song. 4-year-old writes, "Please title the podcast R.I.P. Amundsen." Here's a question. Do you think Amundsen will work his way onto, will he be on our D-League team?
No.
You don't think so?
No, he's too old. He's not going to play in the D-League.
I bet they gave him $1.5 million. I bet he's going to be in the D-League team.
No, he's gonna chill until somebody picks him up.
Yeah, the Knicks D-League affiliate. I don't want him there. I'm just saying he's going to be there. And a 4-year-old writes, "Courtney Lee wears my age, bitch." Okay, Facebook. We got a couple questions here, and Jay will be out of his misery soon. Jay, will Robo Jay be back when your voice is fully healed?
I think we'll pepper him in every once in a while.
Okay. Anthony writes, "How do you feel about Melo being ranked 15th best player by Slam Magazine?"
I think that's a really good rating. I mean, I know he was pissed about it. I think that's a good rating.
Yeah, I mean, do you think he should be higher? I hope he has a chip on his shoulder. I think he's absolutely higher than Blake Griffin and Klay Thompson. Okay, those are the two most questionable ones.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he should be higher than either of those players?
Plays excellent defense, though.
Klay does.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think Klay can shoot better from three and plays better defense. I don't think Carmelo's better than Klay. And Blake Griffin is pretty close, but I would trade Melo for Blake Griffin right now.
Mm-hmm.
Am I still crazy for saying that?
No.
I know everyone thinks I'm crazy for saying that.
Blake's like 8 years younger.
Yeah. Seems to make, and he doesn't have the same injury issues.
Right.
I don't know. He's not breaking down. I think it would make sense. He's a more efficient player also than Melo right now. That being said, I hope Melo, as I said earlier in the episode, Melo, you're garbage. You suck. Don't do anything tomorrow night against Cleveland because you suck. Sasha writes, 111 points of Brooklyn. Where's the defense? I see no idea or concept. Was the defense horrific during the during the preseason?
Yeah.
Q writes, Hornacek said in an interview that he hasn't assigned any defensive assignments yet. Maybe it's just preseason, so no one cares. The Knicks is definitely going to be better on defense with Noah being our anchor at 5. We just need some chemistry on both ends of the floor. I think that's the big thing, chemistry. Our starting 5 hasn't even played yet together. So
I don't think you could say we're going to be better with Noah at the 5 because Lopez was like our team's best defender last season.
Oh, are you? I just took it being better than we played in the preseason. You thought you meant better than last season?
Yeah.
Oh, I think the defense will be overall better than last. I think Noah and Lopez kind of cancel each other out on defense. Porzingis should be better from having another year of experience. Courtney Lee is better than whatever the crap that Aflalo gave us last year. Mm-hmm. Derrick Rose, no matter how bad you think his defense is still better than Calderon's.
Mm.
You don't think so?
I think it's a wash.
Okay, close enough to a wash. I mean, for the most part, and Melo should be the same Melo, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's really going to be about them kind of – it's the team defense because, like, remember we had Barks here? And we were like, wow, Barks can guard. He's guarding Dwight Howard. He's guarding guys when he's playing one-on-one against them. Everyone in this goddamn roster could guard a guy one-on-one for the most part. It's the fact that, like, Barks sucked because, like, you did any kind of wrinkle in the offense, and he was just confused as hell. And that's what our team is going to be a lot of, is that teams are not going to run straightforward offenses. They're going to run pick and rolls, all different. They're going to do a lot of different things, a lot of cutting. And our team has to figure out how to play help defense and work together. And that's what always holds them back. That, and everyone has to stop having Melo-itis on defense where they forget who their man is and stop covering that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why can't the Knicks just play man defense and, like, stick with guys? Is that such a bad concept?
It's not. It's just offenses are smart and they will exploit that.
I understand that, but, like, we don't even try that. Whatever we're running right now is worse.
Mm-hmm.
Q writes, based on Quinn's performance during the last preseason frame against the Nets, is an apology coming for him anytime soon? Jay, you want to reiterate?
Yeah, no. He had one good preseason game. Remember when Bachman had a good preseason game? He gets no apology.
Yes. So let's cut Kylo Quinn and bring back Bachman. Adam writes, and this is a question that we should have addressed already, predictions for the season opener. What's going to happen tomorrow night against the Cavs, Jay? Tell me you're going to have this episode out, by the way, before the game.
Yeah, I'll get it out tomorrow morning.
Okay. Predict, are we going to beat the Cavs?
I think it's going to be close. I think we're going to lose by 6.
I'm going to say we win by 12 points. And if I'm wrong, well, whoop-de-doo, I'm a Knicks fan. I'm going to say we're going to win. I'm going to call it 12 points. I am going to say, do you remember a couple of years ago when we surprised the shit out of the Miami Heat with LeBron?
Mm-hmm.
Beat him by like 20 on game 1? I feel like we're going to do some it's going to be not quite the same level of beatdown, but we're going to beat them. We're going to surprise the goddamn world. Adam also writes, also, Binu Udrih was released from Miami. Will any team pick him up Should the Knicks give him a chance unless it's too late for it, or unless it's too late for that?
He's not coming to the Knicks, but I could see a team picking him up as a third point guard.
Do you think the Knicks could control him, like give him calls? Hi, Binu. We're thinking about running 4-point guard offense. We're going to put a 4 out there to say, we swear we'll use you. Bronson writes, I see him getting picked up by someone. He's still like a worthwhile enough of talent, but not the Knicks. Bronson writes, who would our best 2-guard sets playing with a second unit? Who would be our best 2-guard sets playing with a second unit? What do you think, Jay?
Are we not counting Lee and Rose?
I guess that's the idea. So it would be Jennings and
Baker?
Yeah, or Lance will move over to the shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
I see that happening. I see Lance playing some shooting guard for us. And Baker, too. I think Baker's going to be a solid contributor. I know Baker's this year's Landry Fields.
Could be.
Also, Bronson continues. He says, also, will Carmelo or KP benefit more from Rose? Since we haven't seen him play, really. So who's going to benefit more from having Rose? KP or Melo?
KP.
Yeah, I think so, too. And why isn't anyone talking about how well Noah has looked, being these are his first 2 games in pretty much 2 years? And if you think about that, Sasha hadn't played for a few years, looked like garbage when he came back. I remember a couple of years ago when JR was coming back from an injury and could barely play for the first month and a half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Usually coming back from an injury, you pretty much are pretty bad for a while. And Noah, it's only been preseason games, but Noah looked pretty good for those games. Noah was leading the goddamn fast break at one point.
True.
So what do you think? Do you think Noah's going to – why aren't we talking up Noah more?
I want to temper expectations.
Okay. I think Noah, a healthy Noah, could be a hell of a pickup.
Yeah, absolutely.
We could be looking at like people. We can be looking like goddamn geniuses here. Like Phil Jackson, people will be like, "Wow, how did you know Noah would return to his Defensive Player of the Year form? How did you know Derrick Rose would not be guilty of rape and be his MVP form?" Phil Jackson might look like a goddamn genius this year.
True.
On a scale of 1 to genius, where do you think Phil's going to be this year?
5.
Okay. Bronson writes, also, I think you all made history with last week's podcast. Ha, ha, ha. I think it was the first podcast ever done with a guy using a voice box and was actually really good. Great job, guys. Gets me through these 12-hour shifts down in GA. Thank you, Bronson.
I'm glad our creativity worked. Got us out of that little situation.
Didn't want to do the show, so I was like, hey, how about the voice box? And I found the website because I'm MVP of the show. Bronson writes, and you should definitely tell people to check out Southern Hicks Talking New York Knicks, cheap plug on SoundCloud, worse than Marc and Jay's, but still some dudes talking Knicks shit. Is it so? Bronson, maybe you can let us know if your show is available on SoundCloud. Can I download it off of any podcast app, or do I have to go to SoundCloud for it?
Right. And should we go on SoundCloud too?
Oh, we're not on SoundCloud?
I don't think so.
God damn it, Jay. You're in charge of everything, Jay. You have to figure this stuff out. I'm looking at my podcast app to see if I can find your thing. And you could look at yours. I'll look at for that later. But why aren't we on SoundCloud?
Because I don't know how to do it.
Okay. That's great. And you're supposed to be our tech guy.
Mm-hmm. This is the problem.
Yes. Yeah, we should put it on SoundCloud. I don't know. I think a lot of podcasts are on SoundCloud these days. But not us. Andrew writes, full predictions of standings 1st through 15th in each conference. You want to start that, Jay? Okay. What did we learn today, Jay?
We learned that even though I said my voice really hurts and we shouldn't go more than a half hour, we just went an hour and 10 minutes.
Yes, screw Jay's voice box. We'll probably need Robo Jay next week because Jay will still be unable to talk based on this show.
Yeah, we got to wrap up. I'm really hurting right now.
I just said what did we learn today, and you could wrap this up, Jay. What did we learn today in 80 words or more?
We learned that we're going to do an outro song by J Swiss Productions by Owen Hill Jr. It's a Knicks song.
Yes, that Jay and I both have listened to this. We very much appreciated him sharing it with us, and it is a very good Knicks song. And if you have a Knicks song you want to air to the world, you can send us the song, and we will air it on the show.
Also, that game we were promoting a couple of weeks ago, it's coming out very soon. It's called FireFan, and you could go to firefan.com, and when you register, use code NYKnicksPod. NYKnicksPod at firefan.com, and we'll be playing live during the Knicks games. It's also for every sport, basketball, football, hockey. So sign up. When you sign up, you'll get a message as soon as it's ready to go, and then we could all form a Knicks group and play live against each other during the games.
Yes. If during the Knicks games you've always thought, what did Marc and Jay predict will happen in the next 10 minutes, you can find out by playing with us.
Yes. All right. So thank you for listening. We'll be back next week. Hopefully I will have 100% voice by then.
Say goodbye, Robo Jay.
Yeah, everything else queued up.
Son of a bitch.
Goodbye, Robote.
Nailed it.
All right. See you next week, people.
New York City, stand up for the Knicks. When the Knicks hit the court, then it's on tonight. Have all the heart, all the fight. Grabbing every loose ball, every rebound. In the crowd, that's how we sound. You're not just dealing with a team now. Uh-oh, you're dealing with a beast now. We can do it at the Garden or the Roll. Ball up for the tip, let's go. It's earn every bucket and want it more. Soar through the air, dive on the floor. The strong survive till the end of the year. You see that orange and blue, you know the ballers are here. Cause it's the Knicks. One time for the Knicks. Hands high for the Knicks. Ride for the Knicks. Stand up for the Knicks. Make noise for the Knicks. All out, it's the Knicks. Hands up for the Knicks. Make noise for the Knicks. Go hard for the Knicks. One time for the Knicks.
Sweet.
Hi, this is Maury Moreland Morrison, here to tell you Geico has more than just great savings. Much more. Yes, while Geico could help you rack up more moolah faster than you can say metamorphosis, they've also been the fastest growing auto insurer for more than 10 years. That's more like it. Furthermore, Geico has fast and friendly claim service. That might seem like an oxymoron, but it's not. All the more reason to say no other auto insurer has more than Geico. Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.